All right, so we're diving into this BCA Board of Directors meeting summary.
Okay.
For March 2025.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to unpack.
It's a long one.
Yeah, so think of this as your like cheat sheet to what went down.
That's right.
At the meeting.
Yep.
And what it means for us,
For all of us living here.
Living here in Brandermill, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. The meeting was called to order by President Cassem on March 24th at 6:01 p.m.
Right.
And they got right to it.
You did.
The agenda was approved unanimously.
Yes.
Motioned by Gregory Pearson, seconded by Anthony Giordano.
Got it.
So no objections there. So
smooth sailing so far.
Yeah, very efficient. Then they moved on to approving the minutes from the previous meetings.
Right.
There was a special meeting on February 13th and then the regular meeting on February 24th.
Okay.
And looks like they just had a few corrections.
Some minor tweets?
Yeah, minor corrections to those minutes.
Yeah.
And that was also approved unanimously. Motioned by Karyn Carpenter.
Yeah.
And seconded by Kevin Cheney.
Right.
So just like getting the housekeeping out of the way before.
Yeah, absolutely, just making sure everything's in order.
Yeah. And then it gets interesting.
Yeah.
We jump into new business.
Right.
And the first item is St. Ledger Sunshades.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, I was thinking about like those
summer days.
Hot summer days.
Lounging by the pool.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So the board approved $24,350 from the Capitol account.
Okay.
For Capitol Awning to install these sunshades at St. Ledger's.
Big project.
Yes. And this is where it gets interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
There was actually discussion about the shape of the sunshades.
What were they considering?
So they were thinking, square, rectangular, or triangular.
I see. So like different options for the, the aesthetic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the triangular shape actually ended up being the one they went with.
Why is that?
Because it was the most practical choice.
I see.
Maintenance Director Montervino explained that because of the existing pole structure at St. Ledger's.
Oh, so they were already there.
They were already there. And the triangular shape would fit best. Mm-hmm. And it would avoid having to drill into the concrete pool deck.
That makes sense.
Yeah, none of the contractors recommended that either.
So it's like the best option all around.
Yeah, they were really thinking long-term, like maintenance and all that.
Yeah.
And it seems like the staff will work with select board members on the final placement of the sunshades.
So they're going to fine-tune it.
Yeah, get it just right.
Make sure it's perfect.
Exactly. And the motion to approve this was made by Nathan Templeman, seconded by Anthony Giordano, and that passed unanimously.
Okay.
So we should be seeing some shade at St. Ledger's soon.
Yeah, that's great.
Moving on, the second item of new business was a commendation.
Oh, a commendation.
For the Chesterfield County Department of Utilities and its director, Mr. George Hayes.
Okay.
This is a big one.
What did they do?
Well, it's about recognizing some of the behind-the-scenes work.
The unsung heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That really impacts our lives here in Brandermill.
Yeah.
So, last winter, a lot of areas in Greater Richmond had disruptions to their water supply because of the weather.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. It was brutal.
But Chesterfield County was the only area that didn't have any disruptions.
Wow. So we were lucky.
Yeah, and that's thanks to the Utilities Department.
That's amazing.
Right. And the commendation also acknowledges their 55-year track record of managing the Swift Creek Reservoir.
Our drinking water.
Yes, as our drinking water source.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
And this is really important for our community specifically.
Okay.
They were also commended for their role in preventing the county from losing the reservoir as a drinking water source.
Oh, wow.
And preventing the BCA from losing it as a recreational amenity.
Because of the hydrilla.
Because of the hydrilla infestation.
Yeah, that stuff's nasty.
Yeah, it can really take over a waterway.
Make it unusable.
Yeah, make it really difficult to enjoy.
Yeah.
So their work in combating that has been crucial.
Yeah, big time.
So yeah, this is a big win for Brandermill.
Absolutely.
And it shows how connected our community is to the county services.
Yeah, it's all intertwined.
Yeah. The motion to formally recognize Mr. Hayes and the department was made by Anthony Giordano, seconded by President Cassem.
Okay.
And it passed unanimously.
So well deserved.
Yeah. So it's good to see those efforts acknowledged.
Absolutely.
All right. So moving on to old or unfinished business.
Okay.
There was a brief mention of the 2025 BCA annual calendar.
Oh, that
Sounds like that's still in progress.
still in the works.
Yeah, we'll probably hear more about that later.
Probably at a future meeting.
Yeah. But there was definite action taken on the Sunday Park erosion project.
Oh, yeah, that's been a concern.
Yeah, I know a lot of residents have been following that.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're finally moving forward with a solution.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, the board approved funding for the project. Treasurer Cheney made a motion to allocate $109,590.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, all of that funding will be coming from capital funds.
Okay.
Director Giordano seconded the motion, and it passed unanimously.
So they're taking it seriously.
Yes, so it looks like those erosion issues at Sunday Park will be addressed.
That's great news.
Yeah, great news for anyone who uses that park.
Yeah, for sure.
After old business, the board moved into an executive session.
Okay.
That happened at 7:02 p.m. motion by President Cassem, second by Vice President Pearson, and that passed unanimously.
Executive session. That's usually for more sensitive topics. Right?
Yeah, usually it's like legal issues or personnel matters.
Yeah, things they can't discuss publicly.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And after the closed session, the board came back into open session and approved two motions.
All right.
So the first motion dealt with some waiver requests.
Oh, waiver requests.
Yeah, Vice President Pearson moved to approve waiver request W032401 and to deny waiver request W032402.
So one approved, one denied.
Yeah, and these waiver requests usually have to do with community guidelines.
Like if someone wants to build something or, change their landscaping.
Yeah, things like that where they need an exception.
Right, I see.
Director Carpenter seconded the motion and it passed unanimously.
Okay.
And then the second motion that came out of open session was regarding a payment plan.
Oh, a payment plan.
Yeah. Treasurer Cheney made the motion to approve payment plan P032401.
Okay.
And President Cassem seconded it.
Uh-huh.
That also got unanimous approval.
So someone's working out their finances with the BCA?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's basically it for the March meeting.
It sounds like they covered a lot.
Yeah, they did a lot of business.
Everything from sunshades to payment plans.
Yeah, really a variety of topics.
Yeah.
The meeting adjourned at 8:36 p.m.
Okay.
President Cassem adjourned the meeting.
Got it.
So if you're interested in attending the next meeting yourself, it's scheduled for Monday, April 21st, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It will be held in person at the North Beach Clubhouse,
Uh-huh.
but there will also be a virtual option on Zoom.
Oh, that's good for people who can't make it in person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions or ideas that you want to share with the DCA,
Feedback?
yeah, you can email julie.reddington@fsresidential.com.
All right, so that's the contact
That's the contact.
for any feedback.
Yep. So there you have it.
Another meeting in the books.
Yeah, the March BCA Board of Directors meeting.
All right.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.